So someone recently DM'd me asking, how on earth do you avoid burnout? And now, not for nothing, this is a great question. So I think we should talk about it. Okay, just dropped off the kids at school, and now it's time for me to get my booty to work. Get these tomatoes. Y'all want some tomatoes? Oh man, just got off the bus and it was free because I guess it was broken. So yeah, I love when things are broken. But anyway, we are in Amsterdam today. It is extremely cold. I got like extra layers. Like look at me, just bundled all up and still freezing. But enough about me. How y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing well and not freezing like me. I need to run this quick errand and I will be right back. Okay, now that that is done, let's go ahead and talk about burnout. Because believe it or not, burnout is a real thing, especially when it comes to creators. And actually not just creators, I mean, everybody really. So I think this is the Flower District. I don't come here a lot, but it's pretty nice. Ooh, that sun's coming out. I mean, legit, the first time I've ever experienced burnout was actually through my job. I mean, I got offered a promotion, the money was good, and the job was okay with one issue, and that was I would have to do some night shifts. And later down the line, I found that it was gonna be a lot more than I thought. And we're talking like 2, 3 a.m. kind of night shift. And look, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know right now, your boy Sky Money is not a night owl. I am a morning person all day, every day. Unless I'm editing these videos, that's completely different. But like working like until like 4 or 5 a.m. Nah. But long story short, I ended up taking this job because I felt like I needed to be a team player. And when it came to doing the nights, I felt so burned out. I hated it. Which brings me to the first point and reason why I was burnt out, and that was it was taking a job for money, and money being the #1 thing at the top. Not experience, not learning, none of that. The money came, it blinded me. And I personally feel like this is one of the main reasons people face burnout, is because they do things for money. And now look, I ain't throwing no shade at nobody. I completely understand pimping. I've been broke. I've been so broke I couldn't pay attention. So I have like legit been there. And I'm telling you, I notice a lot of people get burnt out because they're doing things for the money. Even if you look at it from a content creator point of view, a lot of people get burnt out because they're taking on projects because of the sponsorship deal. Not necessarily it's good for them or good for their audience, but the money is good and they don't want to make these videos. Or they're making the videos just for views. Not really because it's what they want to do or they got into it for. They're just doing it just for the views, which leads to money. And I think this is so true because then on the flip side of that, you have people, like a lot of us start YouTube channels and start careers with no pay. Like how many of us have done internships for free, but did it just for the experience and just to get our foot in the door? So personally, I think that to avoid burnout in the first place is you gotta not take jobs just solely for money. You have to at least be interested in what you're doing. And same with the whole making video thing and the content creating. You gotta make what you enjoy. You gotta kind of do what you're passionate about because there's no money involved. So you kinda gotta do what you're passionate about and remember why you're doing it when you do blow up and get those deals rolling in these emails. You gotta remember. And now another way that I avoid burnout, whether it's through my career or through YouTube, making these videos, is that I know before I get into these things, I kind of know what I don't like, as well as I make sure to set boundaries. And I think that these are incredibly important when it comes to burning out, because you need to know what you don't like so that way you know what to expect. For example, I love editing, I love working with cameras, I love hugging the block, I love filming. But what I don't like is the administrative stuff, negotiating deals or replying to emails. I love comments. Don't pull up. I love comments. But no, seriously, I hate emails and like negotiating. I hate all of that. But this is great for me to know and to really let it sink in, because it helps me understand that no matter what I do, there's always perks that I'm not gonna like. Matter of fact, if you don't know, I'm a huge Formula One fan, but even the racers themselves have this same mentality. They know that they love the game. They love the art of racing and being in a car and working with the engineers. They love all of that stuff, but for the most part, they hate the press. They hate dealing with these marketing campaigns and teams. They're not so interested in those things, and they let it known. They let it be known loud and clear. They know that at the end of the day, no matter what they do, there's always some kind of perks or something that comes along with the job that they don't like. Which is also why it's so important to set boundaries and say no, because you're gonna get a lot of questions. You're gonna get a lot of push for doing a lot of those things that you don't want to do, but you gotta do. So it's important to manage your time well by setting boundaries and just simply saying no. Man, it feels a lot better now. Not too cold. You know, if I'm being honest, I've never really felt burnt out like doing what I enjoy to do, like making videos, things like that. Matter of fact, it's actually the complete opposite. And I know that might sound weird, but I'm being dead serious. The only time I've really felt like burnt out about the like creating process or as a creator is when I'm not doing it. Like, I mean, is that weird? I don't know, but I mean, it sounds weird to me. But it's so true. Like, just doing all this makes me so happy. I'm so grateful to be able to do any of this. At the end of the day, not a lot of people can do this, so I never take it for granted. And yeah, I mean, I know there are things about it that I don't like them emails, but that's legit how it is with every job I had. There's always been things I don't like doing about the job, and I prepared myself for it when it came to doing this whole content creating and making videos. Okay, quick side note, I lied about it not being that cold. It is extremely cold. I had to put on my gloves. Jeez. It was just that one little area that felt a little good, and as soon as you walk 5 minutes out, you're freezing. Look at those little cars. Alright, I'm calling shotgun on the blue one. Y'all can have that black one. Oh snap, somebody pulling up, hugging the block. And at the moment I realized that I was gonna really take this whole like content creator, YouTuber thing seriously, I legit started making friends in the space, because I've always felt it is extremely important to have someone to talk to that's going through what you're going through. And I did the same thing when I was working. When I was working, I would literally get a bunch of friends at work or people that were above me. I would really get with them, talk to them, and get to understand them, because once you get to a certain level, it gets hard for other people to understand where you're coming from. And when that happens, it's almost like even though you're not alone, you're alone, because I mean, I can't talk to my wife Sarah about a lot of this stuff that I go through with when it comes to like YouTube. She doesn't get it. And even the same thing with my best friend Danny. He never made videos, so I know he has no understanding of what I'm going through when it comes to making these videos. And that's not his fault, he just doesn't know. And this actually brings me to my next way of like avoiding burnout when it comes to my career and the whole content creating thing, which is to have friends. And I don't mean just any friends, I mean like people who are actually in it, going through the same thing or went through the same thing that you're going through now. And look, not for nothing, I am being dead serious. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've hit up Sam or Leela or Patrick. I've hit these guys up when I've had questions or we're going through a specific problem. And they would pull up and just help me. Like, for real, just have somebody to talk to is huge. Like, I am dead serious. But remember, it can't just go one way. Like, you gotta be there for them too. But again, talking to them is so much better than talking to like Danny or even like my wife, Sarah. Like, it's so much better because they understand versus Sarah or Danny. They might give me the wrong advice without even knowing. And again, it's not their fault. They're just trying to help you the best way they can through their lens. But sometimes that's not the best for you, which then turns back into you basically feeling alone on the journey, when in reality, you're really not alone. There's like hundreds, thousands of people on the exact same journey as you. They might be a little behind or ahead, but they're on the exact same journey. Maybe I'm selfish. I think my train's about to leave. Man, I was rushing and the train not even up there.
You can leave now.
Yeah, this is the train right here. This is my train.
You can leave now.
I think this is my train. Yeah, this is my train. This is my train.
Rijden de aanslag is in die aangelopen voor Kellen. Nou, stoppuntje door de Richmond, Arnhem.
Man, back in Harlem. Let's find some light. Always feels good to be back. Oh, man. It's a good day. Okay, so yeah, we are back in Harlem, and it always feels good coming back, especially from Amsterdam, because Amsterdam's so busy. Jesus, way too many people. Yeah, it definitely feels good to be back. And you know, just to wrap this all up, I will be honest and say, when it comes to making videos and things like this, I've never ever felt burnt out. Like, I'll be honest, when it comes to the things that I've really enjoyed doing, for example, even when I was a segment producer or when I was working in on-air promo, never been burnt out of that stuff. Where I didn't have to work a night shift, it's never that stuff. And for me personally, it really has been like the defense to being burnt out. Like, work and doing what I love to do has been the defense of burning out. It really stops me from burning out. But I also know that being burnt out is a real thing, and I actually know people who have gotten burnt out. Hopefully that's not any of y'all, but if there are some of you guys out there, I hope some of these tips help, because they have helped me pimpin'. They've helped me a lot. And now with all that said, I gotta get back to work. I got another meeting. I'm selfish. Not even gonna lie, the meetings were brutal today. But good, overall, it was good. But you know what, I gotta ask you guys, have you ever felt burnout? And if so, how have you prevented it, or what helped you through it? Because I do think for creators, especially for creators, it can be easy to experience burnout. So I would love to know what helps you guys through it. But my ninjas, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Huge shout out to everybody who bought me a coffee. And if you want to buy me a coffee, don't be shy. That link is down below. But if not, no tea, no shade, because y'all know I ain't a hater. I know what? Where am I? Went down the wrong street. But anyway, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. I will see you in the next one. And quick side note, hopefully it won't be freezing. Because man, it's cold.